Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Sochi. It's the Rosa Couture Alpine Resort, and it will be the medal ceremony in just a couple of moments. Well, if you've been a little bit upset with me talking about how wonderful the weather has been here in Sochi over the last several weeks, I tell you now, it has changed significantly. We've had nothing but rain the past 36 hours, and in fact the wind as well, adding to that, coming from the northeast now, has made it very, very unpleasant walking around this part of the world. In fact, the skiers have done really, really well to manage the difficult conditions up on the hills, right on the top of the mountain. In fact, it is snowing quite heavily at the moment. So here at about 560 meters above sea level, 40 kilometers from Sochi itself, above the Black Sea. It's all calming down very nicely at the moment, but wow, it really has been very stormy of late. All wrapped up against the cold and the rain, but here in force to welcome the victors and the podium finishers in just a couple of moments. We'll be underway. Two men's events, 4 women's events coming up in just a couple of moments. 4 biathlon and 2 alpine skiing events. You can just see through the clouds, and in fact up in the clouds it's quite miserable. The visibility is very, very difficult, and you can see on our cameras the rain is settling as well. Difficult conditions for all of us, but certainly we have been spoiled over the last few weeks, so we can't complain. The Romanov Bridge there over the river Zimta is connecting these 2 banks of what is a very, very modern Rosa Couture Alpine Resort, created over the last 7-8 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the biathlon men's 12.5 kilometer standing.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей и призеров по биатлону 12,5 километров мужчины в классе стоя.
So the victory ceremony for the biathlon men's 12.5 kilometers standing, and I can tell you I watched this one and it was an absolute cracker. Really, really impressive. Big tussle between Canadian, a Norwegian and a Russian. In fact, there were 4 Russians just behind the podium as well, so very impressive. Just see on the screen on the left a little review of what was happening.
For the biathlon men's 12.5 kilometer standing.
Приветствуем медалистов по биатлону 12,5 километров мужчины в классе стоя.
So here are the medalists. Mark Arends leads the way for Canada. He got the bronze, 24-year-old. Niels Erik Ulset gets the silver for Norway. And the gold medal, of course, hugely popular for Russia, Azat Karachurin, just 18 years old. Quite extraordinary achievement by the youngster. The boy from Ufa will be celebrating in just a couple of moments, already showing us a huge smile. The presenters for this particular one, Patrick Jarvis, the IPC governing board member, and I think that's Vitaly Brishan from Russia.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Patrick Jarvis, governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee, accompanied by Mr. Vitaly Brishan, Minister of Industry and Energy of the Krasnodar region.
Медали вручает господин Патрик Джарвис, член правления Международного паралимпийского комитета, в сопровождении господина Виталия Брижаня, министра промышленности и энергетики Краснодарского края.
Bronze medalist representing Canada.
Бронзовый призер, представитель Канады, Mark Arends.
Mark Arends has done really well here. He picked up the silver medal in the 7.5 kilometer standing. He's now picked up the bronze in the 12.5 kilometers. And you have to say, originally from Charlottetown, now in Canmore in Canada, it's another great achievement by the youngster. He was 7th in Vancouver, and although he has won a world championship in Sollefteå in Sweden, this is another great achievement. Fantastic performance by Mark Arends for the bronze.
Серебряный призер, представитель Норвегии, Niels-Erik Olsen.
Niels-Erik Olsen had to work so hard for this silver medal. The 30-year-old from Trondheim. He was first in the 10 kilometers back in Salt Lake City in 2002. He had a second in Vancouver. He's got another second here in Sochi. Tremendous achievement again from the University of Lillehammer. He has really performed up to and possibly above expectations here in Sochi. Silver medal for Norway, silver medal for Niels-Erik Olsen.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Russian Federation.
Золотую медаль и звание чемпиона Паралимпийских игр завоевал представитель России Азат Карачурин.
Can you believe it? Azad Karachurin, 18 years old. He absolutely flew around the course. You cannot believe how impressive he was. He started out positively. He was in the lead by 2.5 kilometers. By 7.5, he was absolutely steaming ahead. He never looked like being headed. He won the event ultimately by over a minute. A minute, 0.01.3. An absolutely stunning performance for the gold medal by Azat Karachurin of Russia.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Russian Federation.
Дамы и господа, звучит гимн России.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Дамы и господа, победитель и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
Well, Azad Karachurin holds the title of Master of Sport of International Class in Russia. You can just feel the excitement from him. Earlier in the tournament, he came third in the 7.5 kilometer standing. But this is absolutely the zenith of his young life. He has achieved everything, and of course the Russian public here really appreciate how much time and dedication all these athletes have put in to getting here and in fact to achieving such high standards. And that's wonderful that they toss their bouquets into the crowd, who will forever keep those as a memento of their trip to Rosa Couture here. Sochi 214 is really alive and well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the biathlon men's 12.5 kilometer visually impaired.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей и призеров по биатлону 12,5 километров. Женщины в классе слабовидящие.
So the next competition that we will make presentations are the men's 12.5 kilometer biathlon for the visually impaired. And of course, the guides are so vital, so important to the well-being and the health of the competitors here. Sometimes they fall out a little bit because they really need to have discipline.
Please welcome the medalists for the biathlon men's 12.5 kilometer visually impaired.
Приветствуем медалистов по биатлону 12,5 километров, мужчины в классе слабовидящие.
The guides do act as coach and really as colleagues, but they also need to really incentivize as they go, and it's a very tough position that they have to try and get their charge around the course without harm, and certainly as quickly as they possibly can. It's a great achievement when they do that as a unit together. We've got Belarus, Russia and Ukraine in this lineup for the podium. Also got Na Kyung Wong and Nikolai Pelich
The
from
medals
Russia.
will be presented by Ms. Kyung-Won Na, governing board member of the International Paralympic Committee, accompanied by Mr. Nikolai Pielu, deputy mayor of Sochi.
Медали вручает госпожа Кьянг Вон На, член правления Международного паралимпийского комитета, в сопровождении господина Николая Белиха, заместителя главы города Сочи.
Bronze medalists representing Belarus.
Бронзовые призеры, представители Республики Беларусь, Васил Шапцабой и Михаил Лебедев.
Mikhail Levitzo is the guide. Vasily Shapchaboy takes the bronze medal. In fact, they both get a bronze medal, of course. That is the tradition. But Shapchaboy, at 34 years old, from Mail Yao in Belarus, will be delighted with yet another bronze medal. He managed it in the 7.5 kilometer. He's now picked it up in the 12.5 kilometer. He didn't finish in the cross-country 20 kilometers. So again, another podium finish, and the Belarusians will be celebrating this one. He's actually won a gold in the tandem cycling at the 2004 Paralympic Games in Athens. So extraordinary achievement. Take a bronze medal in
Silver
biathlon
medalists
and in
representing Russian
tandem
Federation.
cycling.
Серебряные призеры, представители России, Николай Паухин и Андрей Токарев.
The cheers ring out for Nikolai Palukin from Russia, together with his guide Andrei Pakarov. And from Tyumen in Russia, where I seem to have seen a lot of athletes from Tyumen. 31 years old, Nikolai Palukin. He had the silver medal in the 7.5 kilometer race. He's now picked up another silver. He was the IPC Athlete of the Month for March 2012, has a Pride of the Nation Award in 2012, and also an Honored Master of Sport. So great celebrations here for Nikolai Palukin and his guide, Andrei Tokarev.
Gold medalists and Paralympic champions representing Ukraine.
Золотые медали и звание чемпионов Паралимпийских игр завоевали представители Украины. Виталий Лукьяненко, гид Борис Баба.
It's another huge win from the man from Kharkiv in Ukraine. 35 years old, Vitaly Lukyanenko won the 7.5 kilometer biathlon for the visually impaired. He's now won the 12.5. He's a double gold medalist, and I'm so pleased to see that the Ukrainian athletes are showing us some emotion, showing us their smiles and their huge pride. at last we see them relaxing, and certainly they deserve everything in terms of the plaudits that they received. It was a comprehensive victory in the end for Lukyanenko. He won by 10.6 seconds over Polukin. But you have to say it was such a distance, that is a fairly slim margin. But he just would not be
Ladies and
passed.
gentlemen, the
Brilliant
anthem
play,
of Ukraine.
brilliant performance by
Дамы и господа,
Виталий
звучит
Лукьяненко.
гимн Украины.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Дамы и господа, победители и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
It's a superb performance by Vitaly Lukyanenko and his guide. I can tell you now, he won in Torino in 2006 in this event. He was atop the podium. He then dropped back to third place in Vancouver in this same event. He's now won it in Sochi in great style, and you can see what it means to him and of course all the other medal winners on the podium. It's a tremendous sight, and you have to say a brilliant tableau there for the guides as well. Boris Baba working with Lukyanenko, Andrei Tokarev with Polukin, and Mikhail Lebetso with Shapsyaboy. Marvelous, marvelous achievement. And in fact, Lukyanenko has 2 national orders of merit in Ukraine. The best athlete in Kharkiv in Ukraine a couple of years ago. And once again, the crowd here absolutely loving the idea that they're sharing their flowers as well with them.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the biathlon women's 10-kilometer stand-in.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей и призеров по биатлону 10 километров. Женщины в классе стоя.
Next event, see on the screen just to the left, women's 10 kilometers standing biathlon. This was again another fabulous performance by Russia and Ukraine in very difficult conditions. The mist descended, the cloud was all
Please
around.
welcome the medalists for the biathlon women's 10-kilometer stand-in.
Приветствуем медалистов по биатлону 10 километров. Женщины в классе стоя.
As I mentioned, it was very difficult conditions. We could hardly see through the mist, and I have no idea how these athletes managed to find their targets. It was quite phenomenal. We've got, again, a hugely popular winner here, Elena Kaufman. In the center, Alexandra Kononova from Ukraine, and the youngest competitor in the team, Natalia Ratchuk, the bronze medalist. And right here we have the presenter, and it is Mr.
The medals will be
Chernyshchenko.
presented by Mr.
together with
Dmitry
Mr.
Ernyshenko,
Yurchenko.
President of the Sochi 2014 Organizing Committee, accompanied by Mr. Sergei Yurshenko, Deputy Mayor of Sochi.
Медали вручает господин Дмитрий Чернышенко, президент Организационного комитета Сочи 2014, в сопровождении господина Сергея Юрченко, заместителя главы города Сочи.
Bronze medalist representing Russian Federation.
Бронзовый призер, представительница России, Наталья Братюк.
Natalia Brachuk, what a fantastic achievement for the 17-year-old from Novadvinsk. She was ninth in the 6-kilometer standing. She's got a podium finish in the 10-kilometer standing. And as the youngest member of the Russian team in any sport at these events, you have to say this is stunning. Tremendous achievement by such a young girl, but she still holds the title, despite her age, as Master of Sport National Class in
Silver
Russia.
medalist representing Ukraine.
Серебряный призер, представительница Украины, Александра Кононова.
Alexandra Kononova, again, another superb achievement for the girl from Brovary, just 23 years old. In the two other events she was involved in, she had a 5th and a 6th in the other biathlon and another cross-country event. This time she picks up the silver in great style. She was a fair way behind the eventual winner, Elena Kaufmann, 37.7 seconds adrift. But again, she is showing fantastic potential for the future.
Gold medalist
Alexandra
and
Kononova.
Paralympic champion representing Russian Federation.
Золотую медаль и звание чемпионки Паралимпийских игр завоевала представительница России Алена Кауфман.
Well, you can remember seeing that smile if you've been watching any of the presentations. It is a real sense of achievement smile, isn't it? Satisfaction aplenty. She won the 6 kilometers. She's now won the 10 kilometers. She was 5th in the cross country, but the biathlon is her own. She was absolutely superb. She had a little bit of a hiccup on the first round where she missed one of the targets, but after that it was all her own. Elena Kaufmann was quite stunning. She was 7th after that first round and then went up to 1st after another 4 kilometers, seeing it home so easily.
России.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Дамы и господа, победитель и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
It's a hugely engaging smile, isn't it? Elena Kaufmann. She knew that she was a superb athlete. She has proven now with 2 gold medals that she is unstoppable at this distance and in this discipline. She took the whole of the 2010-11 season off because she was having a baby at the time, and I know daughter Karina and husband Mark, that encouraged her to be involved, have really had a huge amount of satisfaction out of watching mum and wife perform here so creditably. It's been an extraordinary performance. 2 gold medals for the girl from Yekaterinburg on the Trans-Siberian Railway. It's a wonderful city. I've been there, and it certainly is now the home of a very, very impressive champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the biathlon women's 10-kilometer visually impaired.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей и призеров по биатлону 10 километров. Женщины в классе слабовидящие.
So now the biathlon women's 10-kilometer for visually impaired. Of course, that means that we will also have the guide as well. We have more celebration ahead for Russia. You can see the conditions on the screen there, very, very difficult.
Please welcome the medalist for the biathlon women's 10-kilometer visually impaired.
Приветствуем медалистов по биатлону 10 километров. Женщины в классе слабовидящие.
So Ukraine again provides some real opposition to Russia here. Oksana Shishkova, she picks up her second bronze medal, but there's no denying. In fact, we've also got the second silver medal for the girl from Tyumen, Yulia Bordaleva, and the second gold medal for Mikhailina Lisova, who is proving to be a hugely popular athlete here at these games for Russia. We've got our presenters here, Mr. Oliver Jacobi and Mr. Denis Sekachev.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Oliver Jacobi, Managing Director of Autobot Russia, accompanied by Mr. Denis Sekachov, Executive Vice President of the Sochi 2014 Organizing Committee.
Медали вручает господин Оливер Якоби, управляющий директор компании «Оттобок Россия», в сопровождении господина Дениса Сикачева, старшего вице-президента Организационного комитета Сочи 2014.
Bronze medalist representing Ukraine.
Бронзовые призеры, представители Украины. Оксана Шишкова, гид Лада Нестеренко.
So the bronze medal to Oksana Shishkova. The guide is Lada Nesterenko, the 22-year-old from Kharkiv. This is her second podium finish during this week. And the presentation by Mr. Oliver Jacobi from Otterbock. Otterbock have helped with all the equipment that these athletes need, and a fascinating company that really does provide an enormous assistance to these athletes, both on and off the courses and the areas of competition. Very impressive. And again, OGOC, the organising committee, Executive Vice President, Mr. Denis Sakachev, they've done a wonderful, wonderful job, it has to be said. Fantastic achievement. Shishkova picks up the bronze for Ukraine.
Silver medalist representing Russian Federation.
Серебряные призеры, представители России. Юлия Будалеева, гид Татьяна Мальцева.
Yulia Budaleva, again from Tyumen. We've heard that place so often mentioned. 23 years old, with her guide Tatiana Maltseva, again achieved a second silver medal. The first one in the 6 kilometer, now in the 10 kilometer. Very, very impressive. 27.9 seconds behind the eventual winner. So it was a comprehensive victory for Lisova, and another silver medal for Yulia Budaleva. She's a candidate for Master of Sport in Russia. Has had a second in the World Championships in Sollefteå, and really very, very pleased with this
Gold
achievement here in
medalist
Sochi.
and Paralympic champions representing Russian Federation.
Золотые медали и звание чемпионов Паралимпийских игр завоевали представители России. Михалина Лысова, гимн Алексей Иванов.
Alexei Ivanov is having a lot of fun on this stage, I have to say. He's actually copying the stadium announcer, but there's no doubt at all it was serious business on the loipa on the slopes. Michalina Lysova takes the gold medal. It's her second gold medal. She's already picked up a silver in the cross-country skiing. This is now her second gold medal in biathlon. She has the distinction of being part of the Our Champion project launched by the Sochi 2014 Organising Committee to raise awareness of the Paralympic movement. What a great candidate for that. What a great ambassador for the sport. Michalina Lysova,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Paralympic
the
champion.
anthem of Russian Federation.
Дамы и господа, звучит гимн России.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Дамы и господа, победители и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
As the mist comes down over the Ibiga ridge of the Western Caucasus along the Rozhkovskoye plateau, I can tell you it's anything but misty right here, or maybe in the eyes a little bit, but certainly it's all bright smiling sunshine as far as Michalina Lysova is concerned. She has certainly managed to achieve everything in terms of expectations of the people who have known her all her life. Nizhny Tagil is her place of residence now in Russia. They will be so pleased and proud of what she has achieved. She's not throwing out her bouquet, I can tell you, holding on to it tightly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the Alpine Skiing Women's Slalom Standing.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей и призеров по горным лыжам, слалом, женщин в классе стоя.
It's now the slalom, standing slalom for women. And, certainly, we've now got some non-Russians onto the podium. USA, Germany with France.
Please welcome the medalists for the Alpine Skiing Women's Slalom Standing.
Приветствуем медалистов по горным лыжам, слалом, женщины в классе стоя.
Well, if you remember, cast your minds back a little bit, and if you were watching and listening, I had a huge lump in my throat the last time we had anything similar, and there's no doubt whatsoever we've got to Going to have a lot of emotion attached to this one as well. Very, very impressive. Got our presenters for this particular one, Mr. Yuri
The
Delian
medals will be presented by
and
Mr.
Mr.
Yuri
Oleg
Rylyuk,
Danieluk.
member of the Sochi 2014 Supervisory Board, accompanied by Mr. Oleg Danieluk, Vice President of the Sochi 2014 Organizing Committee.
Медали вручает господин Юрий Рельян, член наблюдательного совета Сочи 2014, в сопровождении господина Олега Данилюка, вице-президента Организационного комитета Сочи 2014.
Bronze medalist representing Slovakia.
Бронзовый призер, представительница Словакии, Петра Смарзова.
Just look at this. Absolutely wonderful way of coming to the podium. And Slovakia will celebrate this bronze, I can tell you. Very, very, just look at the anticipation on her face. She's so keen, Petra, to take this one. Absolutely stunning. And a little tiara to boot as well. How stylish is that? Good girl. Wow, what a thrill. Petra Schmarzova has shown that she has
Silver
got some
medalist
class.
representing Russian Federation.
Серебряный призер, представительница России, Инга Медведева.
Russia celebrates yet another medal here this evening. And congratulations, it's so friendly. These games, although they're for real and the competition is the excuse, I can tell you now, they're so thrilled to be here and support each other as much as they possibly can in victory as well as defeat. It's a marvelous atmosphere. And a great performance in a very difficult skill. Inga Medvedeva.
Gold medalist and Paralympic champion representing Germany.
Золотую медаль и звание чемпионки Паралимпийских игр завоевала представительница Германии Андреа Ротфус.
You cannot believe how good this feels. This is so impressive. This gold medal to Andrea Rothfuss. She was the flag bearer for the German national team, and the 24-year-old now residing in Innsbruck, fighting back the tears of joy. She didn't finish in the downhill. She didn't finish in the Super G. She has delivered in the slalom. Gold medal, Andrea Rothfuss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Germany.
Дамы и господа, звучит гимн Германии.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Дамы и господа, победитель и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
Andrea Rothfuss has shown us all what this means to her to win the gold medal. The girl from Freudenstadt, originally in Germany, says in her ambitions, I want to win a gold at the 2014 Paralympic Winter Games. After 3 attempts, I did not finish, and now she has finished with the gold around her neck. It's a wonderful story. She was the German Impaired Sports Personality of the Year in 2009. Great victory for Rothfuss.
Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the Alpine Skiing Women's Slalom Visually Impaired.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей и призеров по горным лыжам, слалом, женщины в классе слабовидящие.
So now the slalom for the visually impaired will obviously include the guides as well. You can see it's still raining heavily at the Rosa Couture Alpine Resort. You can see the way the guides help the competitors down the
Please
hill. It's
welcome the
frightening
medalists
to watch,
for
I
the
tell you.
Alpine Skiing Women's
So brave.
Slalom Visually Impaired.
Приветствуем медалистов по горным лыжам, слалом, женщины в классе слабовидящие.
Now, again, it's Russia that celebrates the victory. I've no doubt at all that the Great Britain team will be really happy as well. It's a great performance by them, together with the Umstead family. I'll tell you about that in just a couple of moments. Here's Mr. Kozak.
The
Miss
medals will be
Marina.
presented by Mr. Dmitry Kozak, Deputy Prime Minister of the Russian Federation, accompanied by Ms. Marina Pochinok, Vice President of the Sochi 2014 Organizing Committee.
Медали вручает господин Дмитрий Казак, заместитель председателя правительства Российской Федерации, в сопровождении госпожи Марины Починок, вице-президента Организационного комитета Сочи 2014.
Bronze medalist representing Slovakia.
Бронзовые призеры, представители Словакии. Генриетта Фаркасова, гид Наталья Сабратова.
Natalia Sabratova is the guide. Henrietta Farkasova from Slovakia is the competitor who is going to receive the bronze medal. Great achievement. The women's slalom, such an extraordinarily difficult event for anyone. But can you imagine being visually impaired and trying to do this? Gosh, those medals look so enormous, don't they? So heavy, so beautiful, and will be a treasured memory for all of them. Henrietta Farkasova together with Natalia Sobratova.
Silver medalist representing Great Britain.
Серебряные призеры, представители Великобритании. Джейд Этерингтон, гид Кэролайн Пауэлл.
Well, this is the third time that we have seen Jade Etherington together with Caroline Powell coming to the podium. She has 2 silvers and a bronze, and you have to say it's the most remarkable achievement for the 23-year-old born in the United Kingdom. It's It's something very, very special. She developed a talent for skiing, but didn't want to let the loss of her sight get in the way of a love of the sport. She's tried so hard to find a guide. She only picked up Caroline Powell in 2013. It's a remarkable story of perseverance and ultimately of great achievement.
And Paralympic champions representing Russian Federation.
Золотые медали и звание чемпионов Паралимпийских игр завоевали представители России. Александра Францева, гид Павел Заботин.
Alexander Frantseva has now got a full set of medals. She has been here twice before. She was in the Super G where she got the silver. She was in the downhill where she got the bronze, and now she's tapped it all off with, or topped it all off, shall I say, with a gold medal. Really, really unbelievable achievement, and she will be very emotional about that. Petropavlovsk is where she is residing, and they will be certainly celebrating tonight. Marvelous achievement by Frantseva and her partner Pavel Zapotin.
Ladies and gentlemen, the anthem of Russian Federation.
Дамы и господа, звучит гимн России.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paralympic medalists.
Дамы и господа, победители и призеры Паралимпийских игр.
Alexandra Frantseva has got such great ambition, even beyond competing. It's a really impressive ambition that she has to say, I want to win a gold at the 2014 Paralympic Winter Games in Sochi, but I also then want to become a doctor for impaired athletes. What an ambition. She wants to help others where she has obviously succeeded. Her younger brother, Ivan Franchev, is also a para-alpine skier. Competed in the visually impaired downhill and slalom in 2010 in Vancouver. A family of talented people. And everyone here in Sochi appreciates what efforts they have put in and what bravery they have undergone in order to give these fantastic achievements. It's been another wonderful night of joy and achievement here in the Rosakotor Alpine Resort. We're going to see a little review in just a couple of moments of all that's happened before us at the prize presentation ceremony.
And the Mirage Band. Show starts in 15 minutes.
Дамы и господа, церемония награждения победителей.
Another wonderful evening of victory ceremonies here in Rosa Alpine Resort. The weather is due to improve tomorrow. I hope it does for all our sakes. It has been another stunning day of performances, and if we see snow around us tomorrow, everybody will be very, very happy. The umbrellas will be down. The sunshine will bring out the smiles once again. I hope you've enjoyed it. Join us for the 6th day tomorrow here in Sochi.
Но что, если бы вдруг это стало трудным?